Hi folks, this is Jerry, and I'm going to talk to you today about our I-129F that we sent in. And back in April of 2017, we checked into 3 different ways to complete the 129F, which is the petition for alien fiancé. And first we went online, we printed out the forms ourselves so we could try to complete them, but the directions were so confusing and the timelines weren't matching, and no matter what website you looked at, it contradicted other websites. So we decided to check into an attorney to see if he could file the petition for us. So on April 20th, we contacted an attorney in California, told him what we were wanting to do, and we got a quote back from them for $20,000 to process our visa application. And we really didn't have that $20,000, and we felt that we could probably do it more economically. And so a friend of ours recommended that we use an online visa processing company located in Las Vegas. So we checked in with them. Their fee was going to be $500 plus the fees, the filing fees and the application fees. So we paid their fee online, and we entered all of our information in their really simple form that you fill out. And then they checked all of our information for us. We went back and forth making sure that everything was correct. They would send us emails, we would correct information, we would send it back to them, and back and forth. And then finally, when we were done, they sent everything to us, the entire packet, with instructions on what else we needed to do. And basically what we had to do was we had to include copies of all of the pages of our passport. So Joel and I both had to do this for every single page in our passport. We also had to send in 2 passport photos. We had to send in, this is what's called a letter of intent to marry. And that's just that's exactly what it is. It's just a letter saying that I intend to marry him. He had to sign one that said he intended to marry me. Because I was married and divorced, I also had to send them copies of my divorce decree. And then Joel also had to send the pages of his passport, 2 passport photos. He had to do the letter of intent to marry as well. And then we also had to send proof of our relationship. And this is a very, very important part of this packet. You have to send them any documentation you have that proves that you've met, you've spent time together, and that you're in a relationship. So what we did was we sent our airline stubs. We sent all kinds of pictures that we took when we were together in the Philippines. We sent our hotel bill. We also sent a couple pictures of us that we took in front of Philippine monuments. So if there's something that is specific to your city, go take a picture in front of it so they know that you were there and that you spent time together. So we sent all that back to the company in Las Vegas. We also had to send them a check for $535, and that was the filing fee payable to the United States Department of Homeland Security. So we paid the company $500 to process the paperwork for us, and then we paid the Department of Homeland Security $535 that went in with the application, the petition. So the processing company verified everything again that we sent them to make sure that it was correct, make sure that it was complete, make sure that they had everything that they asked for, and then they sent everything to USCIS. USCIS received the packet of information on May 30th, and that's always an important date to remember because that's kind of what they time everything off of. So if they say that it was received on May 30th, that's kind of when their clock starts ticking. Within a week, we received one of these. This is an I-797. And all of the correspondence in the mail that you receive from USCIS will come on an I-797 notice of action. And it'll just say in the body what they're trying to tell you. And on every one of them, you'll have a receipt number, which you'll need. I highlighted it here, so I would always have it. And then it has the receive date of May 30th, 2017, which was when they received our packet. And basically this notice just said that they had received it and they were processing it. So then it took about 6 months before they notified us that they had approved the petition. And what they do is they send you another $797, and it says, hey, we've approved your petition and we've sent it on to the National Visa Center. Now keep in mind, this doesn't mean that they've approved the visa. They've only approved the paperwork that you sent in, okay? So they check it and make sure everything looks right, make sure you've completed everything, that you filled it out correctly, and then they approve it. They send it to the National Visa Center. The Visa Center took 2 months for their processing, so now we're talking the beginning of January. We received a letter from the National Visa Center, and it basically said, we've received everything, we've processed it, and we've approved it. And so now we're going to send everything on to the embassy in Manila, the United States Embassy in Manila. So then a couple more weeks went by. We're in the middle of January now, and we received an email from the embassy, and then if you print it out, it looks kind of official like this. And it said that they had received everything and that we were now approved to schedule the actual embassy interview. So that's where we're going to leave this video. The next one, we're going to talk about the actual interview, the things we had to do in preparation of that. So to follow our story, be sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also find all of our social media links on our blog at www.jerryandjoel.com. And so stay tuned, we've got more coming. Bye-bye.